Leftover lasagna.
Leftover lasagna.
Lasagna? No way.
It's a type of sandwich.
Some kind of gross pasta.
Leftover lasagna is a podcast hosted by
my
Nitin
judge
Sundar and Tony Uncle. Leftover lasagna.
Very funny name.
Hello and welcome to Leftover Lasagna. This is Tony, along with Nitin, who once told me that a surefire way to help yourself if you're failing to fall asleep is to listen to "This is 99% Invisible" I am Robert Bars. By that count, Leftover Lasagna is the podcast that is 100% invisible. Let me explain. As someone who frequently resorts to listening to podcasts to fall asleep, I wake up in the morning only to realize and look at my podcast app and see that many podcast episodes have played without me even realizing it, right? Some podcasts are sublime, we are subliminal for absolutely no reason. You can imagine you are craving a Diet Coke right now, give in to it. But if you are the leftover listeners who are consciously listening to us, how are you doing, Prashant and Nisha? All well? Call sometime, no? My number hasn't changed. Anyway, how are you, Nitin Sundar?
Very good, very good. So it looks like our podcast was listening to 99% Invisible and went to sleep. When was the last time you recorded? It's been what? 3 months. Is it?
Many months, yeah, at least. We physically met in the interim. That is how long it has been. And I have rekindled my interest in cryptic crosswords, as have you. So, oh my God, the last episode was 16th February was when it released. So
that's what before the Iran war started.
6 months. Oh my God, there's a war. Okay, there was a war that started.
Wars have started, wars have ended, wars have extended.
Restarted.
Before that, happened.
Brett Lee left Australia for Dubai, saying how it is fantastic place to live, and I'm relocating to Dubai. Yeah, so he is maintaining his 6 and out kind of image. 6 and Out, of course, is Brett Lee's musical band, right? So referring
Brett
to
Lee is a former Australian cricketer for people.
This is fascinating because one of our regular listeners has actually been offered his sweaty jersey by Brett Lee, which he readily accepted also. So
correct.
I think everyone knows Brett Lee at this point. It's okay. We can move
But
on.
some people know him as Sweat Lee.
Who's the brother of Jet Li.
Yeah. Do you remember Brett Lee's brother on that? No. Who also played for Australia?
What, Shane Lee?
Yeah. The all-rounder. So I know Shane Lee from... this is not related to anything. But I remember Shane Lee being a part of Australia's 1996 World Cup squad. I don't think he played any games in that World Cup.
Okay.
But he was part of his photo and his profile was there in that booklet that went popular back then when we were kids.
Center Fresh.
Not Center Fresh.
Big Fun.
Why are you just giving me bubblegum names? I don't know. Who knows why you do anything?
Big Fun loves cricket.
No. This was 96 World Cup, by the way, was before chewing gum and all became a big thing in India, right? Which was, I think, late 90s times when Big Boomer.
Wait, what are you saying? Noda.
Big Bubble, Boomer, and Big Fun all became. Big Fun used to be there, but it wasn't like, these tattoos. Center Fresh came much later. It was a big innovation in the world of chewing gum. Walked into that. Do you remember Chiclets? Chick.
Oh,
Chiclets.
yeah. Exactly. This is why I was saying.
Yeah.
You know why it's called Chiclets, right? It's because, and why chewing gum is associated with sports is because all of us are sapota. And chewing gum actually comes from the bark of the chiku or sapota tree, which is why it's called Chiclets.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's not why it's called Chiclets. I'm sure.
Of course it. Are you? Of course. That is why it's called Chiclets.
It's called Chiclets because it makes the chick noise.
Yeah,
90% of the world doesn't even know what a sapota is. I mean,
that's a backronym. It's a backronym.
Explain what a backronym is.
Love it. Backronym is when you have something and then you reverse and like Adidas, you reverse engineers, all day I dream about sports. But actually,
You, as
this
in
is-
you, basically, you come up with rubbish stories and then it becomes a back. It is you made up a backronym. Yeah, sure. Okay.
no,
Thanks.
chiclets is the backronym, bro. Like, check no. No,
With whom
chewing
should I
gum
check?
comes from the bark of the sapota tree.
I'm
You're
sure, I'm
barking
not-
up the wrong tree.
On that note, a quick question. No,
Ah,
no, wait.
Shane
Quick
Lee.
question for you. Since no, we'll come back to Shane. Hey, you open one bracket, you have to go in Bodma's rule. Now, first, you listen to my
Imagine-
rubbish.
Imagine a neuro regular. What do they call it? Non-neurodivergent.
Normal people. They call
Neuro
it.
blood. Yeah, normal.
They call it
person.
normal people. So Shane Lee, I remember from that booklet, which is how I first got introduced to cricket, was just
Oh,
before the
Chiclet
96
booklet.
World Cup. It wasn't a Chiclet book. It was I think it was Indian Express that came up with the booklet. They had, like,
This is the origin of the song. Chickabook, chickabook. Sorry.
which also,
tell.
by the way, came around 1996 only. So, yeah, you might
Correct.
be.
No, but
onto
what was your
something.
question?
My
Before I
question.
said neurospicy and all, you were going somewhere else.
So one is Shane Lee, but yeah, that's it.
Ah.
Shane Lee was this. I just remember seeing Shane Lee's profile picture in that booklet was very captivating. Like, he looked like a serial killer right back. That's the best thing I can think. He
Really?
looked serious. And Shane Warne was famous back then, but I was like, this
Correct.
other Shane fellow looks like he might be up to, more mischief than even Shane Warne, which wasn't
Yeah.
really true. Shane Lee later started playing for Australia, played a few games, and then got overshadowed. But what I wanted to ask you, okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to answer this. Can you name a fruit whose name anagrams to another fruit?
Whoa, okay. My God.
If you let it out, you're thinking time in the.
Lemon melon.
Well played. Yeah. So this is
Like
lemon and
lemon.
melon. My son asked me this question, and
Because his name is Melon.
I came up with random answers. And I said, yeah, sure. What about apple custard and custard apple? And my son, being, a young 10-year-old, he started refuting me on technicalities without actually pointing out the fact that one of these two things is actually not a fruit at all.
Correct.
Apple custard. But yeah, anyway, not related to anything, but Sapota reminded me of apple custard. I don't know why. It's got
Correct.
nothing to do with custard apple or apple
But
custard.
Sapota is also Chiku, which is Virat Kohli's nickname. But his nickname has nothing to do with the fruit. It has to do with like a comic character.
It could have to do with vegetables because he is vegetarian.
No, it has to do with a comic character called Chiku.
I know that he's actually explained to me that it is not based on vegetables. Yeah, okay, sure, go on. You and my son should meet.
Okay.
Correct. Who's this
I
comic
think
character?
Virat Kohli is a perfect segue into our topic for the day, which is around what does it mean to be a star or a celebrity anymore, right? And we are recording this on 4th August 2026, couple of weeks after CJP has actually brought about the first instance of accountability from the incumbents at the center after 12 years in power, where someone had to give istifa. Right? Like I said on my Instagram story the other day, I'm very disappointed. No one came up with istifa, and like some parody of that. But that aside, what was very weird to me was how when this thing was almost at its business end, or once you realize that the battle had significantly swung in favor of kids, realistically, who had organized around a meme and basically memed their way to making the government bend at their knees, right? And then celebrities started pouring in one after the other with some bland nonsense. I think the high point of the blandness would be Sachin Tendulkar, who probably typed about 600 words and said nothing.
We should read out. Can you read out Tendulkar's tweet?
Sure,
Ideally,
go ahead.
preferably in Tendulkar's voice.
Please go ahead.
No,
This
no,
is
you
your
should.
specialty.
Okay, give me the tweet. Let me find
I'll
it.
give you the tweet. Wait. That I can do.
I
We'll
think I
find
found
it.
it.
Okay, go on.
Dude, this is really long. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. And like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
yeah, probably
We'll
around.
1.5 exit. That's okay.
Okay, all right. Uh, my father was a professor. He was a mentor and guide to many young students. One lesson that he instilled early on was failure is okay, cheating is not. Never take shortcuts. If I'm going to cut to the chase. In the end, he finishes with, I am certain we will all find solutions that strengthen our children's future and safeguard their aspirations. Jai Hind. Yeah, so,
No, but the best part here is you don't know
yeah.
if he's talking about CJP protests or clicky ponting because he starts off
Okay. Now we have to explain clicky potting to our listeners.
because bits and pieces is also dying.
This podcast has to do a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, but you are the originator of this, according to you, and Kaustub's not listening. So it is fine.
Okay. Quickly, to cut to the chase, clicky ponting is an incident or a controversy that erupted in I don't know, Division 3 county cricket leagues, some local leagues that happen in England where old fogies get together on weekends to play cricket and, feel like, feel
Yeah.
alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
Very low level of cricket, but taken very seriously. These are people who actually show up to village greens with whites, with full kits and pads and red balls and whatnot. They even get umpires. Some of these games even get broadcast televised. I don't know who watches them. As an amateur frisbee player, I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, some of these games get broadcasted to an
As
audience of 0.
40-year-old whose podcasts our families don't listen to, I feel like we're well placed to
40-year-old
point
whose
it.
podcast we only don't show up to record. But
Correct.
yeah, right. But in one of these games, there was this gentleman who was fielding at first slip. Actually, the way this controversy came to light was people were noticing that whenever a particular team was playing, the wicketkeeper of that team was getting an inordinately high number of catches, right? So usually you would expect 2 or 3 catches to go to a wicketkeeper in a regular innings. There were like a series of matches in which this one wicketkeeper was taking like 7 catches, 8 catches, 6 catches, which is crazy. And then people looked at the recordings of these games and realized that this wicketkeeper's teammate who was standing at first slip, who is now known as clicky ponting, was making a clicking noise with his fingers. Like he was snapping his fingers every time the ball would go close to the bat, such that umpires were getting fooled. So these matches also have actual umpires. But these umpires were getting fooled into thinking the batsman actually edged the ball, though the ball wasn't really even going close enough to the bat. And they were giving a lot of players out caught behind when they were actually not out caught behind. And as is the norm with cricket, the entire cricketing world has gone up in arms saying, oh, this is against the spirit of cricket.
Up in arms saying, how's that?
How's that? But yeah, the best part of all of this, so that man has been doxxed, the poor cheater who was outed by
Docs
these.
meaning it is there on video, no? You have to show the video.
I mean, no, he's been fired by his employer. All kinds of random stuff has happened to him, sadly. I mean, yeah, we'll not go into the moral questions
Yeah,
around
no, but
cheating
Sachin
in
Tendulkar
cricket.
could have been thinking about either of these, right?
He could have
But just
been,
to
yes, correct.
bring an
His tweet
international
could have-
flavor to this, like Clicky Ponting is a great name, but I think the
Yeah.
greatest name around
Is it a
sport
background?
adjacent
go on, yeah.
controversy that I remember is Vagatha Christie, right? It's basically where Wayne Rooney's wife, Colleen Rooney, I think, had a suspicion that one of her friends was actually leaking personal information to tabloids of her Instagram story. So what
Oh.
she did was she basically put that only person she had a suspicion on in her close friends list and shared some like factually incorrect story, right? And then like in 2 weeks, the tabloid published it, and then she revealed on Twitter that this person, and her tweet was, "It's Rebecca Waddy," and this whole thing was called Vagatha Christie.
Vagatha Christie. Oh my God.
And basically, what came out of it is that the Waddies actually got a show or a documentary or something recently, right? So what does
I
it
see.
mean to be a celebrity now? And like, is there a difference between a content creator and a celebrity? Is celebrity the last thing you want to be? or is there like a pivot to business now? Like the greatest marketer of our generation apparently is Tanmay Bhatt. So entrepreneurs or celebrities or just people who post Twitter, we've realized are not their on screen personas and they sound really dumb. I think that's basically the scope of what we'll talk about today, Nitin. I'm announcing the topic to you.
Finally.
15 minutes
Revealed
to the
after
right.
15 minutes. Now we can say a film by Bhagyaraj. Title card. Yeah. Sure. I don't know. Like maybe I'm probably jaded by life enough already to say that I wasn't expecting much from celebrities this time around because they've broadly not been living up to their celebrity status right over the years. I think there's probably just the cynicism of having grown up and gone past the age where you look up to celebrities. And you just think that, okay, these are just people who are out there trying to guard their turf rather than actually get involved in things and be voices of reason or guidance that people think that they might be. Thoughts. I wasn't like particularly disappointed in Sachin Tendulkar or anybody
No, that's
else
fine. I
because I
think,
wasn't expecting much from them. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to ask this question, but since you've given a cold opening, let's actually sort of throw the spotlight on you and say you went to IIM Ahmedabad, we don't know why, and then you joined a consulting firm, we don't know why again, and then you quit and joined
Do we know
ESPN
anything about what we do in life?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And then you joined ESPN Cricket Info, and I set crosswords for you, which was the last crosswords I professionally set. But the point is, I think at that point in time, you probably took a significant pay cut to follow something that was that you had like a little bit more passion for than corporate, right? So, and then seeing what were celebrities, right? Like really, cricketers growing up were celebrities, right? Despite the match fixing scandal and all that. So, why don't you tell us about when you got jaded, and does like Cricinfo have something to do with it?
No, I don't think Cricinfo has anything to do with that, or having had the fortune, let's put it that way, of spending time in closer proximity to celebrities. I don't think had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly come from like you said, from things like Twitter.
Okay.
When we were growing up, the celebrities we were looking up to were not just at arm's length from us. You would only get small occasional bites of exposure to celebrities at all, right? And what you would see would largely be them in their day jobs, right? So you would see a movie star in the movies, right? You would see a cricketer on the field playing cricket and so on. Anything over and above that you would see would probably be a very carefully manicured, extremely rehearsed kind of interaction with something like maybe an advertisement, for instance, right? That which probably like growing up in the 90s, what did we know of cricketers outside of cricket? We saw them in the ads, right? The cola wars, all of that. Eat cricket, sleep cricket. Which is what that really was our exposure to cricket. Right? Now, cut to what it is now. If you're crazy about a sports person, you follow them on social media. You get to see a lot of them in tabloid journalism. You get to see their content in social media all the time. You also get to see them participating a lot more in pop culture because it has become a lot more pervasive and lucrative for them to be a part of pop culture in ways that weren't necessarily true back in the day. The difference is that, right? I think if we were growing up in this era, it would have been equally. I don't think we'd have been as enamored with celebrities the way we were when we were kids if we were growing up now. I think that's a thought experiment to ask, like, how do kids of today actually relate to celebrities vis-a-vis how we used to relate to them? And I think there might be a difference there. I don't have any evidence to prove this, but yeah.
Yeah, I think actually we'll bridge this later. Or actually, we'll put the bridge now and put the two shores later, right? So the bridge actually is you, Nitin, is that you didn't just go to Muniandi Villas to interview Dale Steyn. What is it? Park Sheraton, whatever. But you saw up close and personal how someone like Martin Crowe can annoy the shit out of someone like Daryl Cullinan. And we are all, for once, I am team New Zealand in this case, right? So you saw both sides. It's not like you got only the manicured version.
Yeah, sure. No, but I think by that time I got to
No,
a
but
stage where
what is the Martin? You have to tell us the water bottle.
I don't even know if it is. It's nothing. The late Martin Crowe, the late great Martin Crowe, one of the finest thinkers in cricket, right? Who tragically left us too early, a few years back when he died of cancer. He used to work with Cricinfo as an expert commentator, whatever, for some of the video content. And the other cricketer who was working with him, I think this was around 2013, 2014 types, was Daryl Cullinan, who was a former South African cricketer. Unfortunately, better known for being Shane Warne and not Shane Lee's bunny, right? But so we had these two guys, Crowe and Cullinan. And Cullinan was a bit of a character. He used to be very prickly and fastidious about certain things. I think he had, he liked to, what do you say? He liked things to be orderly. And Martin Crowe found out that this guy had this quirk where he just likes tables to be clean, rooms to be clean, and whatnot. And just to irritate him, would go and place random water bottles all over the table just to get, just to irritate this guy. And this guy, not knowing that someone was doing this on purpose, would then get up. Daryl Cullinan would get up, walk around the table, pick up all the bottles, tuck them under his elbow, and take them to an orderly place and arrange them, and then come back on set. And stuff like this used to keep happening. And this is some childish game that Martin Crowe was
No,
playing.
see, the point is, this is not even like this is pre-social media era, right? Like this is not even like something that. Let's face it, Nitin. The littlest thing that you do in Cricinfo gets put in the biography of someone like Sanjay Manjrekar, where he's mentioned you by name, where you've held up placards. Right? So it's not like Martin Crowe or Cullinan knew that this was happening, right? It was just like just a very
basically this is them being normal people, right? And so I do feel it's about a time in your life kind of thing. I think I was in my late 20s when I was working at Cricinfo, right? So if I was there as a teenager or and when I was much younger, I might have probably given a lot more weightage to how these people were behaving when the camera or the spotlight was not on them than I did when I was in the late 20s. And I also think if you get to interact with these people a few times, the aura wears away beyond a point. And you see them for being the people that they are rather than the fact that they're celebrities, right? So, but I honestly don't think that has anything to do with me losing, my...
No, so the two shores, as I see it, right? Like when we talk about why, at least during our millennial era, no one really stepped up to ask questions of people in power, was that pre-independence, you had a dream, which is that you are building a nation and that will be free and that will be utopia and everything will be good for everyone. And therefore, it made sense for you to go all in because the alternative was nothing, right? Like it was like foreigners in power and stuff like that. So you had like your ability to put everything in there. And then
in fact, our first celebrities were our freedom fighters, right? Who else was famous in the 40s or 30s? Yeah.
Actually, who was the first Indian sports person to be endorsed by a brand? No. Is it? Okay. I don't know. Okay. First Indian cricketer to be endorsed by a brand.
First Indian cricketer, Pataudi or something. Ranjit Singh.
I think it is Farokh Engineer. And
Farokh Engineer.
Can you guess the brand?
Brill Cream.
Yes. Okay.
No, Brill Cream was one of the first brands to actually get into the endorsement game. Right?
But
Column Cowdrey and all. Yeah.
A little dabble do, yeah. Okay. But anyway, so the point is, I think our freedom fighters are probably our first celebrities. And then there was a brief period of the Indian dream, so to say, like post-liberalization, especially. Also the famous grouse from Sunil Gavaskar, which is not the alcohol. But basically that he got turned into a superhero in a comic, but he never got endorsed by brands and like he never made any amount of money, right? Unlike the other cricketers who came after him. And then basically in the normal person's life, you had an Indian dream where if you studied, you worked hard, you would get into like a corporate job and you'd like do way better, like 20 times better than your predecessors ever did and like make a great life for your family and stuff like that. And now we've reached the other end where the dream has actually collapsed into hopelessness, where you say like, even if I do all of this, nothing good is going to come out. I might as well come out and protest and ask for what is my right. In between, what has happened is also because social media has erupted. we saw how celebrities, once they got on Twitter, you were like, oh God, these guys are so dumb, right? Like, I think the
Yeah.
first thing to fall was probably when Varun Grover was basically writing for Farhan Akhtar, who would just like parrot his lines as comedy. And then he was like, I might as well do this for myself. And then he set out on the stand up comedy career, and social media exploded. And you suddenly saw like it being democratized and these celebrities without a voice. So it's all sort of like followed a weird path and trajectory, right? It's a confluence of multiple different things. One is the not just the Indian dream, probably the American dream, the world
Yeah.
dream collapsing,
Yeah.
and also uh, democratization of distribution through social media, where attention is the premium, right? And like you are as catchy as you are quirky or new or attractive in the first 3 seconds, right? So that's not necessarily
Yeah. So
celebrity.
see, so I had like bunch of thoughts coming out, right? Like, and the first thing that came to my mind was exactly what you said about the American dream or the world dream. This descent or this plateauing that you're seeing is not unique to India. Right? It's of
Yeah.
course in India, it's probably a sharper curve that we are seeing because, like you said, the post-liberalization decades, the couple of decades that we had post, early 90s, were like very, very steep and heady. It was a great time to grow up, I would say, for people like us.
Yeah.
And the plateauing after that has also been dramatic, right? What has happened in the last 15 years or so. Um, I guess in the West, it's not exactly followed that trajectory, right? You had the great boomer generation, the baby boomer generation in the US, which did really well for themselves. And now you're back to, talking about Gen Z, which is going to be the first generation that will not do as well as their parents did, which is a telling indictment of how things have panned out, right? And you're seeing a lot of this unrest and upheaval happening, not just in India, but around the world. So to some extent, you can cut our leaders and our politicians and our people some slack there, saying that, this trend is not endemic to India. That's one. The second thing is
So,
celebrities,
so what
once.
happens as a result? Okay, let's dive deeper into that particular aspect. So, what happens to celebrities as the dream falls apart?
In fact, no, nothing happens to celebrities, right? I think what is happening with celebrities is a bit different, in my opinion.
Celebrities also sold the dream, right? Like the dream used to get sold through celebrities.
The
Like
first,
capitalism basically advanced itself through sponsorships, like through the cola years, through the FMCG years, through whatever. You needed celebrities to sort of sell this dream and say, look,
yeah,
forget everything else. If you put your heart and mind into it, you can have Coca Cola, or you can have a nice beer, or you can have Lays, or you can have brilliant
none,
home or a beach vacation or whatever.
none of which is reduced now, right? If
International
anything,
travel, which was
yeah,
like impossible during our parents' time, for instance.
none of this has changed, right? So if you had 10 brands back in the day and 100 celebrities, you now have 1,000 brands and
Yeah, so it has changed.
10,000
No,
celebrities. So it has changed in the sense the fact that everybody has access to information and content so readily, uh, and disposable incomes have gone up, etc. And people have more distractions at their fingertips. Let's just take cricket as an example, right? We can talk about cinema and cricket as two examples here. If you see the number of movies that are coming out now and compare them with the number of movies that used to come out when we were kids, there's a sea change. There's a big difference, right? Because there's a lot more content coming out
yeah,
now. If you see the window for a movie to succeed or fail, that is reduced sharply and dramatically, right? So if you don't have a good opening over a weekend, you're out. And as a star or as an actor, if you have 3 consecutive flops, you're out, right? Which probably was not the case back in the day, where you could come back and actually thrive on content and come back stronger the next time. And all. The So in that sense, it has become more precarious to hold on to celebrity now than it ever was
yeah.
in the past.
No,
To
but
that
so the
extent,
more general trend in that sense is
yeah,
that I'm saying the jump from one choice to 10 choices is the jump from hell to paradise. And the jump from 10 choices to 10,000 choices is actually a drop from paradise to human life, right? Because
interesting,
inherently humans don't want more choice. They want
interesting.
more confidence in their choices, right? So, for instance, like 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, if you wanted to go to Goa, or any place, right? And you wanted to like stay at a resort, you'd probably Google and do all sorts of research and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Now just ask ChatGPT or one of the AIs, and they'll say this is the best, and I'll be like, okay, fine, like that. Like I
Rivals
don't
will die.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've sort of vetted it, I'm okay, right? Like I'll probably just verify to say, oh, okay, this confirms to the beliefs that you've given me. Confirmation bias will act in, and you probably do not evaluate more than two, right? Whereas what was happening like 5-10 years ago was that you would go through multiple different Google links, right? So actually, I would say that more choice is actually worse off than fewer choices, which was way better off than no choice at all.
No
So
choice.
that's
Fair. Interesting. That's an interesting point that you make. But the problem for celebrities is, the descent from paradise to hell is actually sharper and steeper potentially, and more treacherous for the celebrities themselves, because we now have a choice of between choosing from 1,000 celebrities as opposed to 100, which means we'll be ruthless in eliminating celebrities from our consideration set. And hence, probably only logical that they would play it safer than they ever did in the past.
Yeah, so I think the common factor here is previously there was a gate and gatekeepers, which has been broken down now, right? Is that if you made it as a celebrity earlier, it was probably because of access, it was probably because of X, Y, and Z. But once you got in, it meant that so many other people were kept out, right? So the fascinating thing about Farooq Engineer, and I mean, I don't mean this as disparaging to any particular community or anything, but I've said this before, is that if you think about how cricket existed to begin with, the people who would have played it most in India would have been Parsis, right? And like Parsis would have been overrepresented in the Indian cricket team or whatever teams they were.
I don't know that is true, but it is true that it was.
Yeah, I mean, any
the
sport,
Hindus
right?
versus the Muslims
Basically,
versus
or
the
anything
Parsis.
that comes about, the first people who get access to it is the people with privilege, people with access. It is the point that like access doesn't matter. You can be a 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi from somewhere and you will get discovered, right? That like the gatekeeping doesn't matter anymore, right? And I think the gates have been broken down, which also means that if you have to protect your turf now, not only do you have to make sure that you have to keep doing something great from time to time, you also have to make sure that you don't do anything that puts you down the ladder. From time to time.
Yeah, exactly. And hence, celebrities playing safe is to be expected only. I'm okay with it. It's fine. Around the world, I don't expect anything better. Especially in a country like India, I certainly don't expect better from our celebrities.
Yeah.
Even going one step more foundational, right? Like, why do we expect better from our celebrities? Right? Why do we think someone who is very good at wielding the cricket bat might be good at having an opinion or standing up and telling truth to power? Right?
Yeah. Let's come back to that. But my counterpoint to this is in the same time that we're living in 2026, the president of the US is Donald Trump, whose claim to fame is basically being on television, right? Or the chief minister in Tamil Nadu is Vijay, right? Who has zero political acumen or expertise, but who's basically coasted
not
there
even born in the right family. What a waste.
in terms of celebrity, right? So therefore there is a counterpoint there, right? It's not like it is all downside for celebrities.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's all downside for celebrity, right? So it is always the power of being in the top is unparalleled. If anything, that is also true, right? As much as
how do you explain Trump and Vijay as a counterpoint to what we are seeing?
I don't have to. I don't think it is a counterpoint also. Celebrity remains why do you think celebrities are playing safe? It's because they have so much to lose, right? Imagine.
Yeah, but you also have way more to gain.
Not by Vijay did not gain by being, the model celebrity that you are yearning for.
No, right? I don't yearn for a model. Are you saying it could have been anyone else other than Vijay who came to power if he didn't act in like 100 Tamil movies?
No, that's not what I said. I'm saying you can actually still become the chief minister of Tamil Nadu by being a movie star, right? And hence the value of being a celebrity is still so high And hence, when you become a celebrity, there's a difference between being that and being like, the number 10 action hero in Tamil cinema who doesn't have a market anymore and is out of business.
Yeah, but
Right?
it's not like Vijay's Rajnikant, right? Who also had political aspirations.
I'm not following your question.
No, so the point is
He
that
very clearly had political aspirations. So I don't know who you're talking about.
Rajnikant.
Absolutely, he just missed the bus.
Yeah, but he didn't make it anywhere, right? So it's not just
that's because he didn't time. His timing was off. He wanted to. He definitely would have.
So it is just sheer chance, coincidence, luck, timing, and also the fact that you're a celebrity.
He overestimated his aura. That is Rajnikant's problem.
But everyone, including Vijay, underestimated his aura, right? Like I don't think even he would have assumed that he would have become chief minister this time.
He would have definitely not become the chief minister if he had waited another 20 years, which is what happened to Rajnikant. He thought that, he has time on his side, and which he didn't at one stage. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it's not a counterpoint at all. See, the power of celebrity and the impact that celebrity continues to have on popular culture and on life has not diminished one bit, and it won't diminish because we are story chasing creatures, and celebrities tell us a story that we want to hear, right? They give us hope, they give us an ideal to live by. They are also like brands that we flaunt, right? Like calling yourself a fan of Sanju Samson, in your opinion, says something about you. And which you want, which you're proud about, which you want to put out there, which is how people look at celebrity. Right? It's a shorthand for how we want to express ourselves, right?
Okay.
So that is never going to diminish because that is a very fundamental human requirement, which is not going to go away. What is changing though is that celebrities back in the day did not have to be on their guard all the time because there was only so much of them that the rest of the world could have even got access to, which is not the case now. There are 100 cameras popping all the time. The internet is out there. Every move that you make is scrutinized to an extent that it never was in the past. So you have plenty more to lose through the course of a day just by being yourself or by not putting on a certain shield in front of you. You have plenty to lose. If you don't have your guard up, you have plenty to lose as a celebrity, far more than you did in the past. And hence, they wear 5 layers of defense in front of them, and which is one of the reasons why, every sports person out there is telling you the same kind of shit, which very often doesn't mean anything because they'd rather give you that and go away and be safe in their private space than actually put themselves out there and invite ridicule or censorship. Look at your KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya example, right? Like one silly interview where the host Karan Johar made them say things that they probably would not have wanted to say in public. Forget what they think or what they really stand for, etc. But they were basically made to say things for clickbait, which then really hit their careers, right, and hit their standing as celebrities.
Right.
They were both dropped from the Indian team for an entire year. There's so much to lose, right? If by just speaking the wrong thing at the wrong time, the sort of thing which would not have happened 20 years back. That's the treacherous world in which celebrities are living. So, and hence what we see, right? So it's okay. And
so I think the point being that obviously in the era of social media, what matters to people, you and I or anyone, is that authenticity gets valued, right? Is that Trump may be unhinged, but he's authentic, right? He's himself, right? Like there is no second person you get, right? Or I don't know about Vijay, but like probably like people who are authentic and celebrities get a much bigger play, right? In that sense, you would assume, no?
Actually the best way to be a celebrity now, in my opinion, if I had a shot at being a celebrity, it would be to just be fantastic at that one thing that you do and don't engage with the world through any other means.
Okay.
And there are examples, right? Take Tom Cruise, for instance. Messi is a good example. I don't know enough about Messi. I don't follow football closely.
Messi is not social at all, right? Unlike a Ronaldo, who is a showman, who will go to a press conference and put out Coca-Cola saying drink water. Messi does none of that. Like, I don't think anyone likes Messi. Like,
Messi is a great example, right? But and you take Tom Cruise and Daniel Day-Lewis as two excellent very successful actors. Both of
Correct.
them known for nothing outside of what they do in the movies.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. There is nothing else about them that you know. They are not
Yeah.
out there tweeting, Instagram. When they do
Yeah.
put something out, it's about movies. It's about their craft, about their
Hmm.
the work that they do.
No, so the counterpoint to y equal to mx plus c is that if you have celebrity quotient, you obviously have a leg up, right? Which means
Are you telling me Tom Cruise doesn't have celebrity quotient?
exactly what
Huh?
which is what I'm saying, right? Like you have a higher chance of succeeding than a random person on social media if you are also authentic, right? Which is why
Mm.
Trump gets to where he is, because
Which is
he's
why
a known.
Ravichandran Ashwin has followers on social media.
Exactly, right? So,
Yeah.
100%. Like there is
Yeah.
no disagreement here.
Correct.
Is
No, that is them
that
leveraging their celebrity for additional
no.
benefits. Which
So this
fine.
is my question. Okay, I am placing two variables to you. One is authenticity. The other is curation or hiding away stuff that you want to do, or like celebrating the gatekeeping culture and basically creating an aura of mystery or whatever. Right. My point is that authenticity actually adds a lot of value. Right. Is that even like let's face it, a highly non-charismatic person like Varun Grover gets looked upon as the person you want to go to whenever there is an issue, right? You would want to go to his stakes, right? He delivers content very blandly. It's not like he has like high highs, like a special that you can remember or anything, but he's consistent, he's authentic, and you want to go and listen to him, right? Like, or anyone else for the. Are you vaping? What's
No, man.
happening?
OnePlus. OnePlus earbuds.
Yeah. So authenticity matters a lot, right? So if you are
Authenticity matters if you're a talk show guy. It matters if you're a stand-up. It matters to Varun Grover because that is the specific variety of celebrity that he has earned.
Great.
KL Rahul's authenticity does not matter to me. Only is that.
Yeah, because he's not charismatic. Okay, authenticity plus charisma.
No, he's a very charismatic batsman, right? And that is important to me. That's all matters. He can do that day in and day out, and he's done his job. It's okay. He might not make it to the very top echelons, but it's okay. I don't care.
Like MS Dhoni, who doesn't say
MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni. What do I say about Dhoni? Yeah. What's your take on?
No, I mean, again, like, I mean, you can be the guy who knows that I don't have too many opinions that can be that needs to be expressed and keep quiet and manage the aura or the mystery, or like be the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, or you can be the authentic guy who's at it every day, right? And I think both have value, but I think the larger point is if you look at, let's say, Hollywood or where we find India in 2026 is the startup boom, is that celebrities get recruited into like Marvel or DC, the celebrities incidentally, right? Or like if you think of in India, where startups are basically now like equity forward for celebrities, whether it is Virat Kohli's Wrong or this guy Super You or whatever else you think of, right? So there is a trade-off between still maintaining that brand of celebrity just to sort of launch a brand versus being authentic, right? The question is like, would anyone buy Wrong? Would anyone buy Wrong as a brand if Virat Kohli was not there?
No, they wouldn't, right? So
and would it survive Virat Kohli's career, which is already over pretty much, right?
Probably not. Or I don't know.
So how do you explain this phenomenon? Like where do celebrities?
What is the phenomenon? What do you want me to explain?
The phenomenon is that you have moved from being the guy who needed Coca-Cola's endorsement, and they would endorse you for a short period of time when you were relevant, when you were playing the game, to now you becoming, for the multiple brands that are around, the actual first point of customer acquisition.
Those are just business models, no? The first model has not gone away. Cola is still a huge endorser, right? Or whatever, the equivalent to 100%. Cola, health drinks, Red Bull, whatever. So that's not gone away. These are just multiple types of businesses and business models.
No, it's not gone away, but like a Kohli is probably choosy about the kind of brands that he puts out about, or a Ronaldo for that matter, would not.
Of course, he has more choice, so he should be a little more choosy. Fair enough.
Wait, now this is a bigger point. You are suggesting that celebrities actually optimize for quality of life as opposed to maximizing the financial output that they can generate in a short period of time. I completely disagree. I think celebrities by
Yes.
default still chase the financial
Sure.
maxima for no reason at all.
100% they do. There's no question about
Despite
it. But
making money for like 10 generations in 3 years.
why
right?
wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? And when did they not do this?
Because it's stupid.
When did they not do this?
No.
When did
That's the
celebrity ever
point.
refuse to do this?
Sunil Gavaskar doing it versus Ajay Jadeja doing it versus MS Dhoni doing it is very different because the quantum of money is different, right?
Correct.
The quantum
But
of money in Sunil Gavaskar's time was necessary and essential, or Kapil Dev's
No.
time was necessary and essential because
no brand approached
You're-
Gavaskar because there were no brands back then, right? Except for Dinesh
Correct.
shootings or whatever. If there were 20 other brands, he would have endorsed each one of them, including
I'm-
yeah.
this is not an endorsement of Sunil Gavaskar's character. I'm
It's
saying
not.
that all celebrities by default are
Maximizers. 100%.
inauthentic when it comes to understanding money
100%.
because you don't need it at all, right?
You
Like,
don't
can
need to be
show
authentic to
authenticity
understand
versus-
money. There is no authenticity
Sorry?
involved in understanding money. What is the
Of course, there is.
authenticity?
What are you saying?
What are you talking
You
about?
are suggesting, therefore, that no celebrity stands up and speaks up their mind.
I was
at
about to
all.
ask you, in fact, that is exactly my question. Name 5 model celebrities.
Shreya, Dhanvantari.
Name 5 celebrities to start with, then we'll go to model celebrities.
In general, like in the US, Mark Ruffalo, for instance, who's like a very vehement anti-Zionist voice. I think in the US, it becomes a lot more clearer and less distorted because you can clearly, objectively see why Israel is a bad force for humanity who's been carrying out genocide for years together, but it's just come to a light post whatever has happened. And you can see the few people who stand up against it, right? Like Mark Ruffalo is someone I know. I'm guessing Anne Hathaway is another. But like there have been a range of people who have stood up and said no to Trump, even as like you have your Mark Zuckerberg.
So those are your model celebrities.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
It's a function of which country, which society you're a part of. No,
No,
unfortunately,
I mean,
Virat
even
Kohli
in
cannot
India,
choose to.
you can look at Nasruddin Shah right now, but you would say
Nasruddin
that
Shah
he's
doesn't
probably
have that
what
much to
beyond
lose.
the pale celebrity.
He doesn't
and so
have
that-
much to lose. Nasruddin Shah right now doesn't have much to lose, right? So
Yeah,
a comparison to Mark Ruffalo would be like a Virat Kohli, right? Or a comparison to Anne Hathaway, somebody of
Yeah.
that level of stature who has plenty
but
to lose.
Virat Kohli basically sacrificed his own career for putting his family first or whatever. But it's a bad example, right? Let's not go there.
Okay, Rohit Sharma, I don't know, whoever you want to put, but they can only operate
would
within
say,
the
I mean-
confines of, they are employees of the BCCI at the end of the day. The BCCI is the Indian government. Unfortunately, Mark Ruffalo is not beholden to Netanyahu the way Virat Kohli
Yeah.
is to the great dictator. So, unfortunately,
Okay,
you
what
can't judge them by
about
the same
like
yardstick.
Srinivasan Jain or Ravish or some of these guys who could have
What
cashed
about
out?
that?
I'm saying they could have
Okay,
cashed out.
yeah.
If your thing is that you maximize for what you do, then you could have done it.
Sure, that is their brand. They have built that brand, and
Meaning?
they've at some level they've done a cost benefit analysis and said, I would rather be this at this bank balance rather than be that at the other bank balance.
You're
It's the same
going
reason
to
why Virat
make
Kohli,
me say,
which is the
team
same
Krishna.
reason why Virat Kohli will not be seen in a Pan Masala ad, right? Whereas Sunil Gavaskar has been in a Pan Masala ad. So everyone
Yeah, but-
draws some. That's okay. Everyone has their.
No,
red
the
line,
difference is
which they won't
there is an Overton window, right? The Overton window is clearly against pan masala and even smoking, right? As opposed to what it was back then.
Pierce
The
Brosnan
Overton
and Sunil
window is
Gavaskar
very much
disagree.
in favor of
Shah Rukh
right-wing.
Khan and Pierce Brosnan disagree. Most loved hero. Shah Rukh Khan is in a Pan Masala ad. So, and I mean, I don't think it has affected his brand equity in any way. So,
Course.
fuck
Because
the
nobody
Overton window.
cares. Like, I mean, like,
yeah, nobody cares.
it's not a
You
matter of.
Exactly. So the window is your own, right? And you operate within the constraints that you have on the belief systems that you have and whatever. Like it's the
So
mistake
what
is
is your?
ours. I'm telling you. I would
What is
see.
it?
I love Tom Cruise, right? I would not be interested if Tom Cruise composed music. Great example. I'm a huge fan of Kanan Gill, as we have spoken about. I just
Yeah.
tried to read his novel.
Book.
Right?
You didn't like
he
it.
wrote a book. I gritted my teeth through 50 pages because I thought I owed him that much. And then I
Yeah.
threw that book away.
Yeah.
Stick to celebrities are generally one trick ponies. They're very good at one trick, right? So you enjoy them performing that one trick, and that's about it. Don't expect anything more from them. That's all you're going to get from them.
Yeah, I don't. No, one second. So there are two parts to it. One is okay. Let's tease out the first one. Is that as a society, what have we traditionally expected from celebrities, and what's the new take?
No. What we continue to expect, and no, my take is not to say that no, the way we look at celebrities or what we need from them is wrong or should change. Because, like I said, it's a human need. The necessity to have heroes to look up to. This person reflects my values, or claiming to be a part of this person's camp says something about me, which I myself am not able to otherwise demonstrate in a better way. So on and so forth. Why do we wear, India jerseys when we go to watch India play cricket, for instance? Right? It says something about us. Whatever. I don't think that need is going to change. Right? That's going to be the reality. But my cynical take, after having survived 40 years, been obsessed with certain celebrities through the course of my life and been disappointed in big ways by them, and not, is that it's ultimately up to us, right? Do you want to look up to someone for how they do a certain thing, or do you want to look up to someone as an epitome of how to lead your life? Should depend on what that person's body of work is, right? And if one person is good at one thing, they need not necessarily stand for anything beyond that one particular thing that makes them popular or famous.
Let me push you a little further, because you're taking the comfortable celebrity stand about celebrities, which is like a very non-committal opinion. So in that sense, when you are saying
I'm taking a very human stand at human beings.
When you say do not expect anything from your celebrities beyond what they're paid to do, which entertains you, can a celebrity ever be cancelled for you personally?
Can a celebrity ever be cancelled for me personally? I mean, we've seen it happen to celebrities, no? Like match fixers were cancelled. Right? So,
okay.
So,
or in the entertainment world, you are saying there is a point beyond which you expect something about celebrities beyond what you expect from normal people.
Don't expect from them anything that you wouldn't expect from a normal human being.
Correct. They're good at what they do, enjoy what they do well. Okay. Therefore, the counterpoint of the corollary is, therefore, even if they do terrible things in the fields that they're not meant to, you would
cancel them to the same extent that you would cancel normal people for doing those terrible things.
So you are saying separate the sport from the sportist, separate the art from the artist, very clearly.
Expect average behavior from them on every other parameter, except the one that made them a celebrity.
But this basically suggests that you're saying that art and sport appreciation is objective when it is very clearly subjective.
How did I say that? In what way?
Are you saying it is objective or subjective?
Define what you mean by objective and subjective here. Because, KL Rahul plays a cover drive. It looks brilliant, beautiful, makes me feel warm. Now that is...
Objective would be Karthikeya Date, right? You're basically looking at controlled percentages and averages and whatever.
So I enjoy KL Rahul's cover drive. I enjoy the 20 centuries that KL Rahul has hit. So one is subjective, one is objective.
Yeah.
That's okay. Both are fine.
No, so tomorrow if he comes out as like, I don't know, like saying that Palestine doesn't deserve to exist in Israel for life and like whatever, you'll still be okay with it. It won't change your appreciation of his cover drive.
No, it won't. There are 100 people around me who have opinions. I don't care about them. Yeah, it's fine.
You wouldn't? Okay.
I wouldn't care.
For me, it would materially change. 100%.
No, I appreciate Ravindra Jadeja's cricket in spite of his stated political stance.
You appreciate Ravichandran Ashwin's cricket?
No, I don't. That is exactly the point. That is, I mean, I love one player as a cricketer and I hate the other one. So there you go. No.
Wait, so you're saying your dislike for Ravichandran Ashwin emanates from how he plays his cricket?
No, I don't think. It's okay. It's a different. Ravichandran Ashwin is outside of the.
What I'm saying is there is none of us as humans are objective, right? We are 100%.
No, I absolutely. No, you're right. I love Ravichandran Ashwin as a cricketer. I used to look forward to it.
I love Ravichandran. I absolutely love it. I would be Ravichandran Ashwin if I were a cricketer. 100%.
He's the best. Actually, you're right. He plays cricket.
I would be Novak Djokovic if I were a tennis player. I would want to be.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, probably. I think
you're the biggest Djokovic fan, right? I was playing in the court.
No, this is too much pulling. No, you're right. So that
Yeah.
exactly is the point, right?
Correct.
So who cares what they do outside of
Yeah.
their stated sphere of influence?
So then they can't
don't
get
care.
cancelled. There
What
is
is cancel? If they do something that is punishable by law, they should be
Right.
punished. It doesn't matter whether they're a celebrity or
strictly
not.
law.
Cancellation doesn't matter. What is cancellation?
No, I'm
Okay.
asking. This is not like a.
I don't know what cancellation is.
Are you thinking we are the real selectors?
I don't care. Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
Which
you.
is
It's not a
why,
gotcha.
see,
I want to
see,
understand.
Mohammad Azharuddin and Clicky Ponting.
Okay, let's
were
talk.
both-
Let's
No,
talk
this is a
about
perfect
Quentin
example.
Tarantino.
I'm giving you a serious
Ah.
answer. So, Mohammad Azharuddin and Clicky Ponting are both being treated the same way, right? The fall from grace for both of them is the same.
Yeah.
Because the yardstick you're applying to a celebrity is not different from the yardstick you're applying to a common
Actually, I'd argue
50-year-old
the
at the
exact
village
opposite.
greens.
I would 100% defend the Clicky Ponting to death before I would.
Because he was
support
actually
him.
cheating for, he was not.
Correct.
He was
He was
not
not cheating. He was trying to take advantage. There is an umpire there. Like if you're
you're
not
right.
good
I
enough
mean,
to see, then it's your problem, dude. Like I'm
no,
gaming.
at least
the
he was cheating to get ahead and he wasn't underperforming.
Yeah,
he was trying to
correct, yeah.
overperform.
You're not-
I mean, yeah.
You're not
And- yeah.
letting your team
fine.
down.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're going into the then take Steve Smith, ball tamperer as
Correct.
the counter, and not Mohammad
100%.
Azharuddin.
I love
The
Steve.
punishment was the same, no, on both counts.
That's exactly what. That's why I said this is not a courtroom, right?
No, punish them the way you would punish a common man for committing a crime, so to speak. That's it.
No,
Now, what is
wait, you're
cancellation?
saying
Cancellation, I don't
therefore
know.
like Mohammad Azharuddin and Clicky Ponting have done the same kind
No,
of.
I'm saying Steve Smith and Clicky Ponting were both handed the similar levels of opprobrium were meted out to both Clicky Ponting and Steve Smith. Both of them have been restrained from
The-
their trade.
huge
Ah.
variable here that we need to discuss, which is a separate episode, and I think it should be our next episode, is how much we are swayed by English media, whether it's on TV and in
Ah.
press, based on
Yes,
how
yes.
much we've read, right? Is
Sure.
why we continue to think the English team will bring it home in football and
I
shit
don't.
like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
I
really.
don't either, right? But there's that, whether we like it or not, right? We've consumed English textbooks, English literature, English to some extent TV shows and media growing up, English newspapers to a large extent, and therefore there is like a large amount of bias. And for example, right, like even today, like someone in normal society in India would say, "Pardon my French" when they give a gali. Why is
Correct.
it pardon my French? Because English
Pardon my
were
French,
like,
bad joke.
why is it pardon my French? Because traditionally English and French were at war with each other, right? Like it is no like there is zero. I mean, so therefore,
We have
like
gone from
it cuts
talking
deep.
about Sunil Gavaskar in this podcast to talking like Sunil Gavaskar in this podcast. I mean, yeah,
Dang.
sure. No, you're right. It's fine. It's what it is. Right? Yeah, English media, sure.
Waving the white flag like the French. Pardon my French.
No, but you tell me, what is the difference between the way Steve Smith was handled and Clicky Ponting is being,
No,
put out of his misery, so to speak? That's what I think.
no. So I think one of my favorite moments from the 2019 World Cup is when
Kohli overacting. What? 50
It's not
rupees for
overacting.
overacting. Dude,
please.
we all play sport. When we are winning, when we are 8 points ahead, we will, be like very magnanimous to our opponents. Let them have a point. If a foul is called,
It
you'll
doesn't
give it
need
away.
to be.
You'll go
You
check
have to
on the
understand-
injury of another player when you're 8 points up. India were thrashing Australia in that match.
You
Which
have to-
doesn't happen very often in World Cups. And Kohli was having, I'm like this cool guy. I'm suddenly magnanimous. Please, it's okay.
I
Don't
don't-
need to get carried away.
I mean, okay, I don't remember a specific
50
score at the
rupees ka
point.
overacting that was. 50 rupees ka overacting. It's okay. It's fine. This much
And
and
50
all
rupees
Kohli.
matters a lot to Virat Kohli. So it's like, okay, I
Yes.
want the 50 rupees.
Especially from
Sorry,
Kohli, I'm
alright.
not taking any. I'm not falling for any of this. The fellow has a very carefully constructed
So for
persona that will go
our
wherever it wants.
non-cricket listeners, the context is that Steve Smith, who was the captain when Australia under Darren Lehman as the coach, was caught cheating against South Africa,
Ball tampering.
ball
specific.
tampering by David Warner and what is that other guy?
Cameron Bancroft.
Cameron Bancroft, right? And basically Steve Smith, who loves cricket, who was basically neurospicy as neurospicy can be, has no idea about anything outside of cricket. If you see him play cricket for 5 minutes, you'll be like, yeah, this guy's like probably crack, right? In our when we were growing up, before we were exposed to because of woke, you would say
All of
is
that is
a-
immaterial, though. Yeah, in the end, he was punished for 1
Anyway,
year. They were all banned for
so
1
he was
year.
banned for
Yeah.
2 years by the Australian Cricket Board. He came back during the 2019 World Cup, and India were playing Australia. And in England, and obviously a significant proportion of cricket fans anywhere at the ground is Indians, and the Indians were booing Steve Smith and David Warner, calling them cheaters or whatever. And then Virat Kohli was fielding out the boundary, and he's like, "What is wrong with you guys? He's been punished. He's come back after serving the punishment. Now you have to cheer for him when he plays well, right?" Which Nitin Sudhar thinks is overacting. I think Kohli is just being himself. So yeah,
Oi.
that is the line.
Okay.
This is the exact line.
If you are saying every time Kohli does something on the field, he's just being himself, then you would have more things going against Kohli than for Kohli, unfortunately. Right. So
Explain.
I mean, he's done more embarrassing things on the field in
Like
the heat
what?
of the
I don't
moment.
think he's done anything embarrassing on the
What have you been talking about? Are we talking about the same person?
Yeah, what does he do?
Blows against a fellow Indian on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's
All right.
passion, bro.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. It's whatever it is. It's cool. Okay.
Have you played board games with me? Ask Mohan K. Of course, 100%. Have you played board games with Mohan K?
If Mohan K starts giving me galis while playing board games, you would ask him to cheer for me instead because I've already been punished on the WhatsApp group. Is that what you're saying? The more you hitch your ship to a celebrity for things outside of what they are good at, the more you're going to be disappointed in life at a later stage.
Neither of us.
100%.
I don't think
there is
any
no
of our
celebrity who will not let
Wait,
you down.
first of all, if we have listeners, it is because they don't give a shit about celebrities. Let us be very clear. If someone is listening to us,
Yeah. Fans of leftover lasagna.
they've
You're false.
already bought into the premise that celebrity doesn't matter. So
Correct. Yeah.
I think, yeah. Not even preaching to the choir, we are preaching to the people who are asleep at 4 a.m. and don't know Apple Podcasts is blasting this into their ear.
Because we are 100%
Jojo
invisible.
Joariro.
Okay, we have jumped the shark officially. Can we wind up this episode in a clean way with a bow tie?
Yeah. So this has been Leftover Lasagna 6 months after we last recorded. In the interim, Nitin and I met. Nitin has played several frisbee tournaments. I've rediscovered my love for crosswords. Nitin has rediscovered his love for cryptic crosswords. And
Donald Trump started a war which he has stopped 7 times and restarted 8 times.
yeah, Nitin moved back from Dubai to Bangalore and back to
and
Dubai.
back to Dubai, back to Bangalore.
Back to Bangalore again. That's record.
Manbhumikku Mudalamaithar Thiru Joseph Vijay Avargale has become Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And as of today, has put Udayanidhi Stalin behind bars for saying something controversial about Trisha. What else has happened?
Well, IPL has gone by, dude.
IPL
World Cup has gone by.
India won medals at Commonwealth Games. Dharmendra Pradhan has been sacked. Brijbhushan Singh has been acquitted as of today.
Acquit. Yeah, all of this.
Yeah,
All of this has happened. Salman Khan has told Sonam Wangchuk, Sonam, it's over, bro.
It's over, bro.
If you want, you protest for one more day. I don't think it is necessary. I will send food from home.
Black buck
I
masala.
will send food from home. What a guy Salman Khan. What a guy Salman Khan. Dude. I think we should all.
Salman Khan.
We should all
Yeah.
aim to be like Sallu Bhai.
No, please don't. Aim better. Yeah.
On that note,
Black buck.
Nitin, we will record again soon, hopefully.
100%. Yeah.
When do you think we'll be back?
Yes.
In a couple of weeks. Expect us back in a couple of weeks. From whenever you listen to this episode, we're recording on the 4th of August.
We will definitely be back in a couple of weeks, but I don't know from which day. But in a couple of weeks from some day, we will be back for sure.
If you're consciously listening to us, let us know. Shout out to us. Put some
If you're
pressure on
unconscious, then we already know it
If you're
because we can
unconscious,
see you're
then,
not responding.
Yeah, go drink some Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola pay us. Yeah. Okay, this is episode 47 now, 48? 48 of Leftover Lasagna. This is Tony and Nitin signing off. Say bye.
Bye.